Hi there, it's Tim Dolan. Recently arrived back stateside from the Kurdistan region of northern Iraq, where I had an interesting episode, one more, in an ongoing saga with Turkish Airlines, where flying out of Erbil, I had this unique experience, unique to me in that it was my first time flying out of Erbil, Iraq. And Erbil has 3 layers of security. The first is just as you enter the airport, you have to get out of your cab and have the dogs walk around and check the cab out. Then you get back in and go into the meet and greet center, which is not at the terminal. It is a separate building, a separate facility removed from the main terminal, where you go through another layer of security. And then finally to the terminal itself, and yes, you guessed it, another layer of security before you finally get to your baggage check-in. So while I'm pretty good, having flown now for well over 45 years at airport protocols, I have to say the length of time getting through security was beyond my estimation. That said, I did get there essentially 45 minutes before the flight was due to depart. Now, with ordinary airlines, and by ordinary airlines I mean almost every other airline, when customers are arriving for check-in right at the cut point, 45 minutes tends to be the cut point universally for boarding, they accommodate. They might even usher you through. In this case, right at the stroke of 45 minutes, the baggage check-in counter closed, and I was directed to basically a re-ticketing office right across from the baggage check-in, where the gentleman, and you'll see this in my clip, along with another lady who is in a similar pickle with me. She was trying to make a flight to Manchester, England, was cut off from the flight. And these guys basically are running what I see as kind of a scam. People who are just late, I mean by regulation just late, are treated like garbage and are ignored, or they're shaken down. In my view, we were shaken down in the rebooking, re-ticketing process. You'll see what I mean in the clip. Totally unprofessional. Turkish Airlines seriously needs to know better. It's odd because what this gentleman did subsequent to my videotaping him, which of course he didn't appreciate and tried to get security to take me out, take my phone away, and the like. None of that happened, of course. I know how to handle these situations. I'm no stranger to this. He finally did re-ticket me at the cost of $400 for re-ticketing with no receipt. I gave him cash. He gave me no receipt. All he gave me was a printout of the departure itinerary for the next day. That's all I got from this guy, and I have, again, evidence of that. So I don't know what the hell is going on there, except that Turkish Airlines really needs to work on its customer service skills. Now, when I did get on the flight and finally get here, the flight crews were great because this little turd put me in a middle seat on a flight from Istanbul to San Francisco. So that's about a 12-and-a-half-hour flight. So he put me into a stress position. By the way, I'm 6'2", 189 centimeters. I do fold easily, but 12-and-a-half hours in the middle seat is simply unacceptable. So I made my concerns known to the flight attendants, and they were great. They not only accommodated me, they ended up putting me in a row with no other passengers. So I had 2 more open seats besides mine. So it became a very comfortable trip back. So I do appreciate and kudos to the Turkish Airlines flight crew for accommodating me. That was great, beyond expectations and beyond the call. It was about an 86% full flight. So again, they went out of their way. Good for them. This guy is another story. And the operations manager behind him, same story, because he's the guy who's also totally unresponsive and made things very bad. This poor lady that you'll see in the clip, she was dinged $60 for her rebooking to Manchester, England. Why it was $400 for me, I can only speculate. I look like a bigger mark. But Turkish Airlines, come on guys, you can't keep this up. I'm going to call you every time this happens. This is not going to end. It's not going to end well for you. This is going global. So let's get together. Let's talk. Let's sort things out. Let's get compensation where compensation is due. Thank you very much. Bye now.
Excuse me. Oh God. Let's go. Excuse me. Who is he?
Okay. Go with him. Turkish Airlines has already been refunding me a full refund because of incidents like this. I will not until such time as we resolve this issue.
Okay, can you speak to my colleague?
Yeah.
I will, absolutely.
Can you please ask him to come out?
Okay, tell them to come. Whatever you like. Whatever you like. Well, Turkish Airlines is already paying me money because of this kind of thing.
What's the request?
Look, I got you, okay? No problem.